Hi. Um, I'm not sure who is waiting to hear this, who's been waiting on this. And I'm not sure how long you've been waiting. Probably quite some time because I'm human and I have stalled. I'm scared. I've been scared. Um, but it's time. I know it's time. Because I know when you know, you know. Um, so I'm not sure who is waiting on the Queen of the South. Um, and some of you are like, what? Well, that's okay. Somebody's waiting. Um, I get it. So basically, this is a story. This is me witnessing to you only on an individual level because that's all I can do. And I'm gonna start like from I'm gonna say from a small beginning, I guess. What how I would begin. And once again, this belongs to me and me alone. As anybody, we're all different, and like I say, don't compare yourself to anyone. This is my spiritual connection with my God. My God is love. It says so in the book in which I read and believe that is a part of history. I'm going to get into all of that and how this is my journey alone, and everything that I know, that I've learned and continue to do, and my own personal relationship with my God, which could be the same as yours. And I don't know. I've said before, what I do know is that's okay because I can assure you if your God is different, that's all right because my God loves you and your God because my God is love. I know exactly. And so that's okay. That's my whole point. Everything that I've learned throughout life, and I've said so much, there's a lot that has to be unlearned, but all I can say is my own, this is just me. So this is nothing to be argued because this is my own personal experience. There isn't anything to argue because that doesn't make sense. You can ask me questions, and I'm more than happy to talk and to share. One thing that I learned. Well, let me just start, and maybe it'll all come together. But once again, I'm sharing my own personal experience, relationship, and things that I have come to learn and come to know with in the relationship, the connection with my God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Okay. So I grew up in the best times of my childhood in Missouri with General Baptist hardcore. Um, what I would say, now this is my own personal experience opinion, what I would call organized religion was shoved down my throat, crammed down. Um, And you have to, I'm in the Generation X, so we didn't have the World Wide Web. I'm already grown, 1998. I graduated high school 1994. We had computers. I remember, even in my childhood, we had Texas. But what I'm saying is, you, whatever your household believed, whatever your family, your religious orientation, that's what you had. We were at church. The doors were open. We were there. We were not allowed to watch The Simpsons. All that taboo stuff that doesn't get shouldn't get talked about. No. Before I came to Oklahoma, this is sad. I had not ever. I didn't know what a homosexual was. I didn't know what a bar was. Drinking. I didn't know sex talks whatsoever. Um, Death. I don't. Funny because I spent a lot of time in a funeral home, but I didn't know why. The caskets were pretty, and I just liked running my hand through them. But once again, ignorance is bliss. Okay, I had no idea we were here with these pretty things. Um, but I don't. But I'm not scared of death, and I haven't ever been. That's something. In my opinion, um, if I die, okay. So you're telling me if I die, then I'm not here, and I get to be with God. Oh, that I mean, that doesn't sound that bad. Okay. Um, Let me just start from the beginning. Organized religion, I grew up on that. Here I am back to that. Um, General Baptist, and going back, I guess church attendance is very important, and was important. And I even remember doing these little crusades when I was in elementary school, and who could bring the most people? It was a contest. Gather up some people, whoever could bring the most people to church at any given time. Fun stuff, but like I would expect a club membership to be. Um, I wasn't raised with the knowledge or the implication that it was a membership club for men. That's not how I was raised. That's what I'm getting to, though. Okay, so I believed at some point in my life that if I were to be an adult, that I were to use my own mind and I would need to figure things out on my own. It was my belief that, okay, from all the times that religious activities, there was a lot of talk about read the Bible. Most generally, it was the one person reading the Bible in front of everybody. And really, I do believe, and I know that the man that helped raise me, a deacon of the, he read the Bible quite often. He really did. He studied it, and he, like I said, I can't speak on anybody's relationship with God unless they witness to me, like I'm sharing with you, how everything came together for me. But I thought, I'm an adult now. I can't just go off of somebody's word. I really don't believe. I did come from Missouri. That I was born here in Stickler. My Choctaw family, prominent family, Haskell County. I can share that sometime. But I went to live in Missouri, and I grew up in the Show Me State. Yeah, I don't believe you. Show me. I want to know how things work. I want to know for myself. I feel like that's why we're given independence. That's why we should encourage independence. We are all unique. We shouldn't be in the same box, yada, yada, yada. My journey. So my journey has been, that's what it's been. Boy, it's been a journey. But I would say I was past my mid-20s. I would be late 20s when I began to, what I would say is seeking God. And the reason I say it like that, because words are important. I can't say that enough. The Bible, the words in the Bible, we should not treat as just out here on the street. I said yes, but I meant no. I said no, but I meant yes. Just like God is love. Okay, concrete. God is love. That's hello. The Bible, it says, seek me. Well, I know by definition, seek is more than just sit here and just look around. Seek me means putting forth effort. And I say that and doing what I thought, okay, so we're supposed to pray, seek God, ask for clarification, read the Bible, ask for clarification. Seek, pray, ask for clarification. How do you know when God? I have no idea. I mean, at this point, I know now, but at this point, I don't know. When you read the Old Testament, you think somebody was talking somewhere, right? You heard, you read that and okay, so what now? Well, I believe that it is unique to every individual. So all I can do is share mine with you. And I don't believe that it would be the same for the next person. So all I know is what I know in my relationship, once again. And how can you argue that? I couldn't argue if anybody were to tell me about any spiritual connection or belief they have. I don't understand how that is even arguable or why you would want to. Sometimes we just need to listen. We want people to listen to us. We should listen to others with an open heart and willingness, not an already, oh, fuck, I'm mad, pissed, gonna get, yeah, you mentioned this word. I mean, does that happen? Yeah. I mean, job security for me, I know. Does it have to? No. Does it make sense? Not to me. And once again, I'm happy to share with each and every person as to how it doesn't make sense to me to do harm to yourself, to, because you're angry about it, and why you would want. There's a lot of things that don't make sense to me. But anyway, so as I'm seeking, I'm asking, and what seeking is something I'm to continue over and over. So I'm talking late 20s, and so time passes, and as I do what I do, and I think that I believe, and in my life, the older you get, what you should happen, and mistakes are not negative, not the worst thing in the world. Can be, because that's everything. But we make mistakes. Without mistakes, how would we know how to do better? Everything has to be learned. So we make a mistake. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Do better. Do better. Now, becomes a problem when we don't do better. I had a discussion with my oldest son tonight. He says, "You weren't an expert when I was a kid." Hell no, I wasn't. I was 17. I had you when I was 17. No, wasn't an expert, but I assure you, you're living proof that I did better and better and better. That's what I do. And now, as Grammy, I'm the best. Not the best as far as in the world, but I'm the best that I have been as a person in my own personal journey. I'm the best mother I've been, the best friend I've been, the best overall person, the person I am now. It's not the person I was even yesterday, or life is a continual growth. And however, my point of this is, it cannot be done without God. This when I say cannot be done, as it should be, maybe, or what's the I'm never alone, by the way. No, I don't mind that this might. I have thought about it, and maybe perhaps at one time this was okay. Do you really want people thinking you're crazy? And then you go back to, when has that ever bothered me? Never. Honestly, if you have ever had a conversation with me and you don't realize that I cannot always take credit for the words that come out of my mouth, if it hasn't just fit, if you have not asked me for some help, and the beauty of what I have given has not shown God to you, I'm sorry. Because I have received the best compliment that I have ever had in my life not long ago, and a patient's family said, "Thank you. We trust you. When we look at you, we see God in you." I've not ever felt that that's the best thing anybody could ever say to me. Which brings me to, and yes, you should be, am I going to apologize for crying? No, but many of you do, and I don't like that, because I'm an expert in this, and if you're crying, that means you're feeling deeply, and I can feel so deeply, and I'm so proud of that. And let me tell you what I was just feeling. It's the love of God. And if you don't weep when you feel that, just keep seeking. Because it's there. It's available for us all. Talk to him all the time. I was telling my brother the other day, listen, when you're talking to yourself, guess who you're talking to? God. Hello. Always there. Can hear you anytime. Knows everything. All right. So let's go to, I thought, okay, I can break this down as God has given it to me. So I'm just going to share. If somebody asks me, do you believe in God? I say yes. And if they say, why? I can't wait for that. First, I'm a smart butt. I'm a comedian. But once again, God knows my heart, and that's all that matters. And I say, well, first of all, because I'm not an idiot. Don't insult me. I'm very highly intelligent, and my level of emotional intelligence, beautiful. However, and that's a gift from God. But I'm not an idiot, and let me just open your eyes to that. And I'm just gonna do this one little one here. I'm gonna elaborate. But these can take a while. Who wants to listen to me ramble forever? Well, God said that you need to listen, but I can't tell you who's going to. God knows. All right, so do I believe in God? Yes, and here's why. I consider myself an intellectual being. We're all intellectual beings, but some of us focus more on logic than others. Some of us focus more on fun, and that's okay too. I'm not saying. I'm just telling you who I am. That's one thing that I want to just let people know. Not everybody knows me, and they may know me from the past. I graduated from Tushka in 1994. Ask me if I'm happy to share anything about my life, because it's mine to share, and it's my choice, and that's everybody has their own choice. But I can assure you that if you went to high school with me, I'm not the same. If you are, hey, this is why I do the job I do. We can work on that. Okay, so do I believe in? Yes. And it doesn't have anything to do with organized religion. I would say that that's a foundation for me. I'm not saying that organized religion is all, as long as you realize what it is for you. Now, I've realized what it is for me. Let's say it like that. And for me, it's like a club membership, and that's okay. And if I want to do that, I can. That's great. I can go and I can socialize in here. But that's not where I take care of my relationship with God. No, because here's the thing. That's one person standing in front of many, giving their witnessing. Every person, this is what I would wish for, is that every person say, okay, let's start with this, and everybody read it. We'll come back and we'll discuss what was given to us in this passage. And that I think would be awesome. And there shouldn't be a membership charge for that. And I believe, and here's why. I'll say a few things. I don't want this to run over 20 minutes. We're at 17:58. So BC, before Christ. Somebody says, do you believe in God? Yes. Why? I'm not an idiot. Well, because our whole existence, documented existence. Now, I can't say that in 30 years this is not going to be changed, because if we go back to BC, okay, things have changed considerably. But what it tells me is, if you were to say, let's say, why we learn, everything has to be learned. How do we know about history? You tell me it's in a history book. You say to me, you want me to believe in George Washington. Okay. I don't believe that anyone alive today met George Washington and could validate that in person. It's in a history book, okay? Written by someone. Oh, you mean like the Bible? Written before that. And it's BC, not BG. So it's not before George. It's before Christ. No, I just want to make that clear. That's the main reason, because, are you kidding me? BC, before Christ. That tells me that must have been the most important. What? Before Christ. And so I'm going to believe. That just tells me don't be an idiot. I don't know. My mind, my opinion, my belief. So yes, I do. BC, before Christ. Now, if you're reading the New Testament, I think that you should read the Old Testament first. I do. And I think that you should get guidance. And it is a great, and if you're doing as you should do, God's going to take you back to the Old Testament, because God is going to answer, which is amazing. He can answer you with any scripture in here, and it lays on today. That's the thing. That's what I say. I said, are you kidding me? Listen, the reason that we have to seek God is because this book was not written in our time. You need the author of this book to show you how it relates to today. And have every Bible that I've ever had. This one that I happen to use a lot is my junior girl camper from 1986. Presented to Sydney Natasha Cass in Taneyville, Missouri. Oh, you can't see. Here we go. White River Association of General Baptist Junior Youth Camp, June 27th, 1986. It's one of my favorites. The one that I received when I was 5 is by my bed, and I use that for prayer. Okay, so I went over a little bit, but I'm going to go to when reading. That is why we should ask the author. If you have the access to the author of a book and you want to know anything, why not ask that author? Why would you take anyone else's word for it? I wouldn't. Like I said, I'm going to break things down. I just needed to announce this. This is me accepting my role. I'm accepting, God has told me to do this, and I've been making excuses, and tonight is the night, and I knew it. Today he was leading me in this direction, so I knew I needed to make this video now. And I'm following God, not man. And that, we're not the greatest, by the way. Let's go back to Jesus Christ. Like I said, you need to read the Old Testament in order to, a prequel. You need a prequel to the sequel. Prequel, movie, sequel, Star Wars, all that. You know what it is. Sequel, prequel, all of that jargon. So the Old Testament, I do, and like I said, you're going to go back to it. We didn't do so well as far as our faith and our belief. We didn't see God. That's not, in the Old Testament. God did us a favor, and he said, okay, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to send Jesus Christ. I'm going to send, God that they can feel, that they can touch, can see, you could smell. I have no sense of smell, but at one time I did. But, right there. So this is God on earth. He did us a favor. And the most perfect form of man to walk the earth. And what did we do? We said, we don't like you. We hate you. We want you dead. We don't want you here with us spreading love. We crucified you. Okay, so that was back here in these times that this was even at, this was written partially after that. Do you think we've gotten better? That's not what happens. Technology, things but not what matters. We don't get better that way. Jesus, that should be just self-explanatory. We crucified Jesus. What won't we do? Why would we not develop man-made doctrines and have people believing that they're following God when they're following man? Why wouldn't we? You will know by thy works, okay? This is my own personal, this is my God speaking, okay? This through me, to me, this is what, and I'm just telling you what I've learned, okay? And I have gone over. Most importantly, you will know by thy works. And religious entities have beautiful buildings. And God said, if they were of me, if they were of God, and if they were of love, there would be no homeless people. None of my children would be homeless or hungry, ever. That's not what if things are of God, you will know, because Jesus said, follow me, take nothing share for free. But it's okay if we develop memberships and stuff. That's fine, as long as you know what it is, as long as you understand, as long, you know what, that's what I say is that, but it's to you, as long as you understand for you along your path. And this is really hard to do, by the way. It's really hard to be politically correct and say, but once again, I can say, for me and my beliefs, this is what's been shown to me. This is what I'm supposed to share, and there's so much more, but I better cut it off for now. This is kind of scary. I realize not everybody is going to want to hear any of this. There's, like I said, there's more, but I'm going to follow God, and I'm accepting what He has told me to do. Can't wait to hear from you.